Hey Community Church, coming back at you again with another daily Bible reading video. Today's reading was from 1 Kings chapter 18, and this is probably one of the more famous stories of Elijah. This is the story where Elijah confronts the prophets of Baal. There's many different pronunciations. The Middle Eastern pronunciation is probably closer to Baal, but you probably are familiar with the pronunciation of Baal. But this is where there's 400 some prophets from this. It is a Canaanite god that is most commonly associated with child sacrifice. And so we see this Canaanite deity pop up at times in Israel's history. And at this point, there's one man, Elijah, goes up against 450 priests and priestesses or prophets of this Canaanite God. And it's where it's basically God versus Baal here, and they come head to head, and the prophets they are crying out, they are slicing themselves, they are cutting themselves, because that is what, according to them, their God wanted them to do. And so they were crying out and praying, and crickets. And in fact, Elijah starts insulting them. Where is your God? Where is he? He even says, is he out relieving himself? And it's basically like, hey, he's stuck on the can, can't help you out. And so he's mocking them. And then because nothing happens, the prophets and priests, they basically go, okay, Elijah, you think you can do better? Show us. And Elijah's like, yeah, I worship the one true God. Of course he's going to show up and do better. And so it's almost comical, this story, just how far Elijah goes, not only to mock these 450 people, but then he goes out of his way to make the challenge even more challenging, because he knows God's got it. And so he goes up to the altar and he places 12 stones and he arranges everything. And then he douses the whole thing with water. Because he's like, my God will send fire that will quench even this water-soaked altar. And so, of course, then he takes a step back. And again, this is just, it's slightly comical just how pitiful he makes this Canaanite God seem to be. And Elijah's praising God. He's like, You're the one true God, you've got this. And then fire came down from heaven, struck the altar, and instantly it caught flame. And they rallied up the priests and priestesses from the prophet of Baal, and they took care of business. But this is one of probably the most famous. I remember getting taught this in children's Sunday school, although the mockery bit of your God's on the toilet, he can't help you bit was usually left out. So PSA parents, it is a little bit of an insult, but bathroom jokes are apparently pretty old. So and even the prophet of Elijah uses them. So I don't know what that means about Christians and humor, but Elijah does really make a mockery out of the Canaanite God. So wanted to hop in here and just kind of share that story with you. Hope you're continuing reading. You can probably hear my dog scratching at the door. I've done a couple takes with this. He's really upset that I've locked myself in my office and have been making these videos. So I'm going to go take care of them. They probably want dinner. But hey, I hope you keep tracking along, Community Church. Excited that you are with us. And a little bit of a public service announcement for our church. If you're watching this prior to Sunday, December 3rd, we won't have heat in the sanctuary again this Sunday. So apologies about that, but we're wanting to make sure the boiler is installed correctly. And so we're making sure we take our time, that everything is done the right way the first time, so that we don't have to worry about it. So bundle up again this Sunday, and I will see you again on Thursday of this week for another one of our daily Bible reading videos. Thanks for tuning in, Community Church.